What is going on, my DeFi degenerates? Today we're talking about Synthetix, a protocol on Ethereum that allows us to issue and trade real-world assets like US dollars, gold, and even some cryptos, all using smart contracts. Let's get into it. Now I'm going to be trying to explain it in the simplest way possible because it is quite a difficult topic to talk about. So let's start off with what I just said earlier. In this case, those real-world assets like gold, dollars, and other cryptos. As we know, we can't trade gold on the blockchain, you can't trade dollars on the blockchain, and you can't trade cryptos on the Ethereum blockchain if they weren't made on it, right? Well, Synthetix, pretty much the way it works is it allows all those different assets to exist on Ethereum using what they call synths. In every case, whether it's gold, dollars, or crypto, they're all going to be considered synthetic assets, and they're just going to be ERC20 tokens on Ethereum. So imagine like the ticker of gold is just GOLD, gold, but on the Synthetix protocol, it's just SGOLD to signify that it's part of the Synthetix network and essentially it's a synth of gold. So in a nutshell, a synth or a synthetic asset is essentially an ERC20 token that tracks the price of a specific asset. So as I mentioned, I used gold in that previous example. In this case, SGOLD, or whatever the ticker is going to track the price of 1 ounce of gold. There are 5 different types of synths on Synthetix. Number 1 being fiat currencies, so SUSD, SEUR, and SKRW for the dollar, the euro, and the Korean won, respectively. There are commodities, like I said, gold and silver by the ounce specifically. There are other cryptos like SBTC, SETH, and SBNB, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance. There are inverse cryptocurrencies that track the price of the cryptos going the opposite way, so it's IBTC, IETH, and IBNB. And there are also crypto indexes that pretty much track a basket of different assets depending on whether they're on centralized exchanges or decentralized exchanges. So DeFi assets essentially, and just regular other cryptos that are not on Ethereum. So now that we know what a synth is and what it can be, let's go ahead and talk about how we even make any of them. Synths are minted by locking up your Synthetix tokens, or SNX, as collateral on a dApp called Minter. There's a whole bunch of different types of dApps that exist. We're just going to use Minter in this example. So to do this, we're going to go to Minter and actually interact with one of the contracts there. But the Synthetix contract is going to check that my C ratio, or collateralization ratio, is below 750% before granting me with my synthetic USD. So remember, that's that SUSD we were talking about earlier. And also, you just heard me say collateralization ratio. I can't believe I just said that quick. But it's essentially how much of a synthetic asset that I'm getting based on how much SNX I put in. In this case, I'm going to end up getting $100 worth of SUSD. So I put in $750 worth of SNX tokens, and I get out $100 worth of synthetic USD. And the reason why we need so much collateral is to keep the price fluctuations at a minimum for these synthetic assets. So all that money and collateral acts as a cushion for when volatility really starts to ramp up. Now once you go ahead and lock up your SNX and you retrieve your SUSD, there are actually 2 different types of ways to be rewarded. Number 1 is from trading fees, or what they call the debt pool. Every time someone trades any of those synthetic assets, 0.3% of that fee is going to be deposited into a debt pool, which is distributed to all of the SNX holders who are essentially holding their SNX as collateral to the network. And of course, you'll also be receiving just regular staking rewards. But mind you, that's pretty dope. I mean, that trading fee, debt pool stuff, you're essentially getting 0.3% of anybody's transaction on the network. Not you specifically, but it's all going towards the debt pool. Also, I found a really cool site as well, just to see stats for SNX in its own ecosystem, and in other DeFi protocols as well. Obviously, SNX is doing pretty big things right now, not only for Ethereum, but also in the DeFi space, so it's definitely going to be something you want to keep your eyes out for in the future. Now let's go ahead and talk about some risks with SNX, and I'm actually going to be reading these risks straight from the team and what they wrote. One risk they mentioned is actually just staking your SNX. Because debt can fluctuate due to exchange rates for different assets, you might actually need more of a synthetic asset to exit your position and retrieve your SNX back. So earlier when we were talking about depositing that $750 worth of SNX and retrieving that $100 in SUSD back, well, what they're saying here is that if there's a whole bunch of volatility in the market, which recently there has been, and let's say the amount of SUSD you have goes down, you might need to provide more of that to retrieve your SNX back, just in case you want that collateral back again. The other risk I thought I'd point out, and of course the team points out as well, is centralization. They made the choice to centralize a couple of different aspects of the Synthetix protocol, namely using proxy contracts for a lot of the architecture behind Synthetix, mainly to make sure that they can upgrade the system easily, but of course at the risk of needing trust in the users, much like you and I. So us as the users have to trust not only the team at Synthetix to obviously keep on developing it, but we also need to now trust that these other proxy contracts that they're using won't have any flaws in them either. Now, in terms of some future plans, the Synthetix team is also looking to add even more types of synths. In this case, such as indices like the S&P 500, or even some equities like Apple, Tesla. I'm sure that Tesla is going to be the hottest one, I'll tell you that much. STSLA. Oh my god, that would be crazy. They're also looking to add Synthetix futures and leverage trading. Whew, leverage trading. Now, the reason why I made this video is because a lot of people were asking me about the token itself. And I'm like, I have no idea what it's about. So let me do some research. And obviously now doing the research, definitely seeing Synthetix has great potential. I mean, the only thing I honestly do not like about Synthetix is the price. Look at it. It's skyrocketing. So in terms of the prices, SNX, the token itself, is right around $12.68. Number 26 on CoinMarketCap, which is quite high, quite high. So it's definitely a big player. I mean, just in terms of market cap, it went from about $124 million back in January of 2020 up to essentially $1.3 billion in January 2021. So the question is, will it keep going up? Is there a correction? I'll be honest with you, I am not the person to tell you that. But what I will say is that baby is looking thick. I mean, there's got to be some sort of pullback at some point. Just like you saw here, when every time it raced up a little bit, it pulled back just a little. I'm thinking the same thing is going to happen at some point, especially with the price of Ethereum and gas fees being so high right now. I can't believe that there's a lot of people buying and trading a lot of SNX or honestly almost any ERC20 tokens. It really just seems like the layer 2 solutions are the ones that are mooning right now. SNX potentially being one of them. So maybe that's why. But in my opinion, again, I'm hoping to potentially maybe catch SNX at a discount. I would love that. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I can't be FOMOing into every little coin I do a review on, sadly. But this might be one that just melts faces that I end up crying about in a corner next year when it hits like 100, 200 bucks. I don't know. Only time will tell. But let me know down in the comments below. Do you guys believe in Synthetix for 2021? Is it the best DeFi coin of 2021? Tell me down below. Let's have a conversation. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.